here to chat with me about all things WWE and the return to actual live events. WWE Superstar Elias with his Macho Man Randy Savage vibes on the video stream right now. Looking good, my friend.
Thank you. Hello, I am Elias. Yeah, Macho Man. He was one of the greatest, man. Big inspiration for me, of course.
Can you put into words just how different it is to do the art of pro wrestling in front of no fans versus having fans back in attendance?
Especially for a performer like Elias, but I think for all of us across the roster, to have that live energy, that's what it is. There's a different energy in the building of real people and real fans giving you their energy. You giving them. It's like some kind of crazy relationship going on. It can't be beat, man. So we're all, I mean, the boys and girls across the board and everybody backstage as well, so psyched to be in front of fans again.
And you mentioned it. I mean, your act in particular, you feed off the crowd. The crowd feeds off of you. Did you find yourself a little bit lost over the last year?
You know, I guess in a sense, because I literally, like, you know, just pausing to give the audience time to say their part before I say my part, and, you know, that kind of timing and things. And then, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you're not in front of real people. So you're almost like simulating that aspect of it. And then as for somebody that literally is like singing songs and playing and counting on catchphrases and stuff like that, it's just a totally different environment.
What did you learn about yourself over the last year, or just the product itself, as you guys are in that isolation Thunderdome mode, all of this timing and everything that you had to adjust? What did you learn about yourself or just pro wrestling in general?
Well, you know what? The thing is, and this is a credit to WWE, man, they can make anything work, right? The lifeblood of the WWE is the audience, the fans. And they took it away, and WWE kept it going. They innovated some of the production and things like that, and they went with cinematic matches. I got to do a concert in the Thunderdome, which was super fun. And so they find ways to make it work despite whatever circumstances might be thrown their way, which is incredible. And that's what you got to be as a performer as well. You got to find ways to make it work despite whatever circumstances might come your way.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and it's something that everybody dealt with over the last year, trying to figure out how to adjust in their particular job. And as a performer that feeds off of fans, to not have them in attendance. I mean, I've said it many times. I'm not just telling you this because you're on with me here. I think pro wrestling took the biggest hit in terms of any form of entertainment or sports, which is our format of all, whether it's concerts, sporting events, award shows. Pro wrestling is, the fans are part of the show. And so to not have that, as a viewer, it took away from my enjoyment, quite frankly. I mean, it just wasn't quite the same. And for you guys, I imagine it's the same thing. So you're quite the rocker. You know, you've got your guitar, you strum right there in the middle of the ring. I'm assuming if you weren't a pro wrestler, would there be a career in folk rock for you somewhere?
Yeah, that was never my dream when I became a wrestler and I wanted to be a wrestler. You know, I wanted to be like, Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle. These guys were awesome. I never imagined this is how I would turn out, but here I am. And absolutely, man, if I wasn't a wrestler, I'd be a musician and doing shows at wherever it may be, wherever it leads me. But for sure, I love it.
So you said, so your influence in pro wrestling, Macho Man Randy Savage, mentioned Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, some pretty good icons of the industry. Yes, what about in the music world? Who's the driving influence for Elias?
Bruce Springsteen. I like, just his whole vibe. Bruce Springsteen, Neil Young, Steven Tyler's. I love Aerosmith, Chris Stapleton, Eric Church, more in the country vibe nowadays. That's kind of how it is.
Is there anyone behind the scenes with you in the WWE that you can kind of jam with? Is there anybody that has like a low key, great singing voice or anything like that?
So yeah, there's actually quite a few musically talented superstars, and Beth Phoenix is actually an incredible. She can do anything really. She can sing. She can play piano and guitar. And me and her have jammed out before, and we'll record some stuff. And we even talked about recording stuff and putting it out to the public just because it's so fun and it sounds great. And she's incredible. Drew Gulak plays a little bit. I got a sound guy, Lance. Every so often I yell to him when I'm in the crowd if my sound's messing up or if I'm in the ring. And me and my sound guy will sit there and we'll jam out and play music together. So I got quite a few behind the scenes that keep it active.
I mean, the mashups are really popular right now, too, between country and hip hop. So you could do something with John Cena. He's back in the fold for right now.
Yeah,
you guys are doing
what? Yeah, we absolutely could. That would be fun for sure.
So it is the summer of Cena as you guys build towards SummerSlam.
Right.
I was a little bit surprised, maybe I shouldn't have been, to see that he came back and it was like, it seemed like it was 100% positive. And that's not always been the case for John Cena. He comes out with that polarizing response. Half the crowd absolutely loves him. Half the crowd absolutely hates him. Were you surprised to see him come back? Not that Hollywood thing's not always well received by wrestling fans. It seemed like, at least to me, that it was all positive for John.
Yeah, it seemed to catch him off guard too, right? He was not exactly the normal reaction, but you know what? It's probably maybe like a testament to where everybody's been over the last year, things like that. You're back in front of live crowds. John Cena, love him or hate him, he puts his whole heart out there. He gives a show. So it's like, and then you got Roman Reigns out there as well. He's polarizing in his own way. It was just a perfect mix, and it made for like a really memorable comeback.
So I want to end with this. I know a lot of fans were shocked to see Bray Wyatt part ways with WWE, a longtime colleague of yours. I'm not going to ask you to get into the specifics of any of that, but was this something that took you and your colleagues by surprise? Do you think you'll ever see him come back? I mean, what can you tell me about just the reaction that you guys saw when he walked up
man, no. I think everybody's rocked a little bit. Anytime. It's just the sad part of the business, you know, anytime any of our friends got to go separate ways and things like that. And sometimes they ask for it. Sometimes they don't. They don't even see it coming. It's just a sad part of it, man. And Bray Wyatt, he is a great guy. And I'm absolutely certain whatever he wants to do and puts his mind to, the guy's mind for wrestling. It's just, he's incredible. And I think everybody knows that with The Fiend and Bray Wyatt and everything he's been through. So, I mean, it caught me off guard, but I don't know what the personal situation was going on. And, but you know, it's a crazy time in the wrestling world. And I'm sure that Bray Wyatt, whatever he, puts his mind to, is going to be a success.
Monday Night Raw here at the Amway Center in front of fans, the first live show that we've had in Orlando, and I can't even remember how long. It feels like forever.
Yeah.
What do you have in store? Can you give me a little taste of what Elias is going to be doing at the Amway Center?
I'm not going to give away anything for free. I mean, you got to pay for the ticket to come out to see Elias, okay? But I got a few catchphrases lined up. And on top of that, I've had a lot of thoughts going through my mind, working on a song to give to the audience, the people I haven't seen for over a year now. I'll let you know. I'm going to speak from the heart. That's all I can say.
That's good. So a nice quality tease. You can go catch Elias and all of the best WWE superstars Monday Night Raw at the Amway Center. Tickets as low as $20 at Ticketmaster.com. Thanks so much, man. Enjoy it on Monday. I can't wait to see you out there.
Thank you, brother. Remember, WWE stands for Walk with Elias.
Awesome.